As requested by the community, I have organized a bit of a drag race here. Today, we'll see if this Ryzen 5 1600 is fast enough to handle the budget GPUs of today, because the market price of this processor literally cannot go down any further. I mean, it literally costs the same as a single pizza. So, which one would bring more joy? And look, I don't know if your pizza can run Warzone, but this Ryzen 5 can handle that with no issues. Of course, when you compare it to the i5-12400F with the same GPU, it doesn't really match up even on 1440p balanced preset, where you would think that the GPU is bottlenecking. But if you compare it to the i5-6400, which also costs the same, night and day difference, my guy. Although, unfortunately, it isn't all sunshine and rainbows with this Ryzen, as CS2 wasn't as smooth as I hoped. When recording, as you can see from this gameplay footage, we're only looking at 60 or 80 FPS. Well, sometimes we also get 60, but with the cameras not rolling, you can enjoy the immersive gaming experience on these benchmark results taken from the benchmark map. It was playable for sure, but when you compare the results to the i5-12400F once again, you can see that we're missing out on at least 60 FPS, and when we compare it to the AM5 platform, it would definitely look more like 150 FPS deficit. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I threw in a little cheeky overclock on this Ryzen 5 to even things out a bit. But since when the CPU overclock causes a lower GPU performance in 3D mark? Because look, this is the score on everything stock, and this is the score we got after I put a 3.8 GHz on 1.35 volts. I didn't touch anything on the GPU side, since it would be unfair to the 12400F system, as the GPU was also stock there. It's just a bit weird. But this anomaly didn't really matter on Wukong, because we actually managed to pull even slightly higher FPS for some reason. And if you follow our Insta, you know how this boss fight is going to end. But yeah. The Ryzen 5 1600 manages to fully utilize the 5600 XT for the first time today. Congratulations. Congratulations. And the same could be said about Forza Horizon 5, where this Ryzen perfectly handled the 5600 XT and got roughly the same average FPS as the 12400F. And I wish I could tell you the same thing about GTA 5, and it's good that I have met a genie right outside of a corner today, cause my wish was granted, cause it actually performed somewhat the same to the 12400F. Of course, the only difference you can see between the processors is in the city area, where Ryzen was dipping below 60, the i5 was chilling well above that, but outside of the city area, you wouldn't be able to notice a difference. Unfortunately, my wish didn't last for long. The moment I switched to Cyberpunk, the performance difference was super apparent. Like, I don't mean that the gaming itself felt bad or anything, it was just noticeably worse in comparison. Now, the subscribers of the channel already know that Fortnite really likes fast CPUs, especially on higher setting presets, so to our community members, it is no surprise that the difference between the processors was so big on 1440p epic settings and 3D resolution at 60%. So to all of you Ryzen 5 1600 owners out there, just drop your settings to medium and enjoy the game on over 100 FPS. So even though this Ryzen 5 with an overclock still doesn't really get the most out of the RX 5600 XT more times than it does, it still doesn't mean that you will have a bad gaming experience. Let's say in Valorant, here the FPS actually looks the same on 1440p medium or 1440p high, and getting 200 FPS on average was never a bad thing, unless you're this guy. So basically, I can't recommend this processor enough. For the price, it is more than you could ask for, and this thing is the cheapest way to buy yourself into an AM4 platform if you're short on cash currently, but still want to play all modern games. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Cheap bastard out.